What up, Frontline fam? It's Mr. J here, and I am back. And this time I'm here to bring you a TV episode review for here on Comic Frontline, and that is for Krypton, Season 1, Episode 1, the pilot episode. So, for those of you guys who don't know, I'm the resident TV guy over here on Comic Frontline, and Krypton is a show that it's kind of weird for me. Like, at first, I was not interested in Krypton at all. I was like, why do we even need this? But then I saw the trailer, and I was like, huh, this actually looks like something I might like. And so I was like, you know what, why not? I haven't reviewed a show on Frontline in a while. I might as well try my hand at Krypton. And you know what? I really enjoyed it. But as per usual with my TV reviews, I will be recapping the events of the episode. So if you have not seen the episode yet, do yourself a favor, go back, watch the episode first, then come back here and tell me your thoughts and feels in the comments down below. But alright, let's just jump right into it. So, essentially, the plot of Krypton is we are following the grandfather of Superman, Seg-El, and his journey. So essentially, like, the big problem we have to deal with here is that someone, an entity that we don't know, that we didn't know until, later on in the episode, is going after Krypton early to prevent Superman from ever being born and stopping this, big DC villain. And Adam Strange goes to Seg-El and he warns him this, but, of course, Seg doesn't want to listen. And then we learn the backstory of Seg-El and Seg-El's grandfather, Van-El, or Val-El. And Val, turns out he was researching, if we were alone in the universe, apparently trying to discover other planets and whatnot, and other alien life forms, and he discovered an alien life form that he believed would be a threat to Krypton and would one day come to Krypton and destroy it. That threat, of course, being Brainiac, which if you're a big DC fan, you know Brainiac does indeed. In some versions, he destroys Krypton. In some versions, he just takes Kandor and he bottles it. But in this version, it looks like he's going to be the one to destroy Krypton. So, essentially, Sig, because of what he's saying about aliens and imminent alien attack and the destruction of Krypton and the civilization as they know it, he's labeled a lunatic and a crazy person and a traitor, and so he and his entire family are stripped of rank and their name, which is apparently a big thing in Kryptonian society. And so the House of El is now rankless, and they live, in the slums of Kandor, and Seg's grandfather, Val, is sentenced to death, and it looks like he was sent to the Phantom Zone. I'm not entirely sure, like a proto-version of the Phantom Zone, because I'm pretty sure Jor-El is the one who invented the Phantom Zone in the comics, but I'm sure Philly Superman J can correct me in the comments once this goes up. But yeah, no, I think this show was honestly really interesting. It definitely gives me this, like, Game of Thrones meets with, like, a sci-fi twist vibe. And Kryptonian society has always interested me. Those parts of Supergirl where we get to go back to Krypton and see what Krypton is like are the best parts of Supergirl for me. And this is a lot of that. And I do like the political drama of, the importance of ranks and family names and the manipulations. Like the Vex dude who's trying to reinstate rank for Seg to give him to his daughter. And like, to use him as like a pawn to show that, he is powerful enough to, rein in even one of the notorious willful elves. So this is going to be really interesting. Turned out Seg is in love with a Zod, who I think is going to be Zod's mother, like the Zod that we know's mother. So that's going to be interesting to see how they split. We also get to see kind of the birthing process for Krypton, like the submitting of 2 DNA profiles to form a baby, and they do like this whole predictive thing, where like where the child is best suited, how long they're going to live, and like basically how their life is gonna play out. And of course, a Seg is like, doesn't that shit bother you? Like knowing everything about a kid before our kid's even born. Like it's like we don't have a choice in any of this. It's really interesting to see him develop as a character, and of course, once he discovers like his grandfather's research, and his parents get involved, and his parents explain what his grandfather was into, and that his grandfather wasn't a traitor. Um, Seg decides to continue his grandfather's work, especially after his parents are caught. He and his parents are caught. His parents take the rap for it, and they end up being killed. And so Seg, in order to honor his parents and his grandfather, decides to continue his work, his grandfather's work, and try and discover, you know, discover Brainiac and prevent him from destroying Krypton. At least not until Krypton is actually supposed to be destroyed. Uh, So this is going to be really interesting. I like the inclusion of Adam Strange, and I like that, obviously we get the hints at Superman, but it's not overly about Superman. I do like the use of the Superman music cues, a lot of the classic imagery. The look of it feels like a combination of the Richard Donner Superman meets Man of Steel, which I know Man of Steel is an ugly word, especially here on Comic Frontline. But yeah, I dug the vibe of this show. It felt very mature. I like the action sequences. I think Seg is a pretty interesting character. He definitely has the heroic, stand up for the people qualities that you would expect from somebody of the House of L. So it's really cool. I want to see this journey. Especially, I want to discover more about Kryptonian technology, and like I said, the politics and all the stuff with the surnames and the different houses and the different guilds. Very interested to see kind of the breakdown of Kryptonian society. That's what I really want to know. That's what has me interested. I know this isn't for everybody. This definitely it appeals more to the Game of Thrones fans, type of TV watcher. But I definitely think if you're into this type of thing, like Game of Thrones, that is very, politics heavy, very much a long span character drama. Um, Even though we know the overall end goal, like we know that they're all eventually going to die because we know Krypton explodes, I feel like there is still drama in this, and that's something that I was kind of worried about with Krypton as a concept. So I'm definitely really interested, but let me know what you guys think about this episode in the comments down below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was boring? Uh, uh, are you going to continue watching Krypton every week? Because I will be covering Krypton every week, every Wednesday night here on Frontline. So definitely come back here and check it out. I will leave a link to subscribe to Comic Frontline in the outro card, as well as if you want to check out my individual channel, Mr. J's Reviews, I'll leave a link to that as well in the outro card, and I will leave a link to a video here on Frontline that YouTube's mysterious algorithm thinks you might like. But that's pretty much it for me, you guys. This has been Jay from Mr. J's Reviews for Comic Frontline, and like I always say, once a comic geek, always a comic geek, and once a Superman fan, always a Superman fan. Until next time, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Until next week, I'm up, and away. Peace.